Kansas City's defense stopped the Titans.
Kansas City's defense
twice.
is awesome. I know it's fantasy football, not real football, but it's also obviously is indicative of how they're playing. I have both San Francisco defense and Kansas City defense. Kansas City defense is now so good, I don't even consider starting the San Francisco defense, which at times, especially the last 2 games, have been phenomenal, right? So Kansas City is totally for real. Their defense is great. And so, look, man, it's even conceivable at this late juncture with Denver dominating and being as awesome as they are, that Kansas City can still win the division.
Alex Smith, 20 of 39, 245 yards. He did not throw a touchdown. He did have an interception and got sacked twice.
Threw an interception. What a loser.
That is always your
go-to.
go-to.
Do an interception. Bench him.
No one's saying that.
Take him out. I don't know. That's what Jim Harbaugh did.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, by the way, 21 of 41, 247 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but Ryan
in the first 5 series, he went 3 and out. By the way.
And his touchdown pass was not a touchdown pass. It was.
Why was it not a touchdown pass?
Because he was scrambling. He made a nice play. He threw the ball like this, 1 yard to Chris Johnson, who then ran 49 yards.
Well, the positive way of looking at that is it was Favre-esque.
It was Favre-esque, yeah, totally. If Favre had done it, people would be like, oh my God, the creativity, the soul of this man, I can't take it. But no, it was nice, and he did the same thing. I mean, I'll get to it when we do the jerk and Turk, but that game ended as puzzlingly as I've seen any game end that was not in doubt. And he did the same thing. Fitzpatrick, he threw a ball to Jackie Battle like this at the end of the game.
Former Kansas City Chief.
For causing Jackie Battle to run about 20 yards, getting out of bounds at the 12-yard line with 2 seconds left in the game. The game they were down 9. You can't win it.
Yeah.
And then Mike Munchak did something that I find as baffling as anything I've ever seen in the NFL.
Kicked a field goal.
He rushed his field goal unit on with 2 seconds left, down 9. I mean, if it's 20 seconds left, we know the strategy. You kick the field goal, you got the onside kick, you try and go for a win. With 2 seconds left, you don't rush your field goal unit on. So apparently Mike Munchak believed that he could kick a field goal.
Which would be worth like 12 points.
Cut it to 6, have an onside kick, recover it, and run a play in 2 seconds.
It almost worked.
It made me think.
Yeah.
Mike Munchak had the Chiefs -3. And he did not want to see a backdoor cover. And then, just for good measure, he missed the 30-yard field goal. Ryan Suckup missed the field goal.
It's also possible that Mike Munchak...
Wasn't it Rob Baronis?
No. For the Titans.
For the Titans, it's Baronis.
Baronis. Suckup's Chiefs kicker.
Yeah. Suckup, one of the worst names ever.
One of the worst names ever.
It's worse even than Cenk Weiger. In some ways. All right, no, Mike Munchak, the other possibility is not good at math. Did not score very high on Wonderlic.
Seriously, my opinion of Mike Munchak is forever changed because it was a puzzlingly bonehead move. Look, he wasn't going to win the game anyway,
game is
so
over.
it's not.
Let me give you a hypothetical. Okay, they throw a pass into the end zone, or at least they do a Favre shovel to Chris Johnson, and he runs. He maybe breaks his knee. God forbid. Then would you say, oh, that was the smart play to go for it when the game is clearly out of...
then take a knee.
Then take a knee. Right, take a knee. You run the ball, whatever. But generally in the NFL, teams like to compete until the end.
Sure.
Unless they're down 50-10, right? You know, and then they're like, all right, whatever, we're not going to get guys hurt. But you're at the 12-yard line. You have a quarterback who's making his first start of the year and is on a new team. And you know what? He'd feel better if he'd let him downfield, even though the Chiefs aren't playing very tight defense. You throw into the end zone. Everybody's done it for years. But if they'd taken a knee, I wouldn't be bringing this up. I would think that would have been weird.
The big news from Tennessee is that Kenny Britt is bad at football. He keeps dropping big passes, and they can't wait for him to leave. And he also can't wait to leave. So that's a great marriage. And Chris Johnson, 10 carries, 17 yards. He has 38 rushing yards in his last 2 games.
Oh, this is good. Let's talk about this for a sec then.
Yes, sir.
My philosophy in the NFL has become, don't run. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm obviously...
Go for it on 4th down and don't run.
Yeah, and I don't mean don't run, but I mean the era is over, and my hunch is
Jamaal Charles
over.
had 22 carries yesterday.
Jamaal Charles, 22 carries, 108 yards. Marshawn Lynch, 17 for 102. Those were the 2 running backs to gain 100 yards yesterday.
Okay, so number one, I'm heavily biased against Chris Johnson, again for fantasy football reasons. I made the horrible mistake of drafting him at the #1 spot instead of Adrian Peterson.
Okay, so how about the unbiased opinion?
3 years ago. No, that's leading up to my opinion of Chris Johnson.
Okay.
I think he dogs it. I think he doesn't care at all about football. I think he cares about being famous and getting contracts.
And getting 2,000 yards.
Yeah, like 2,000 yards, okay, then I'm famous. That's why he was doing it.
Did you get 3 years to do it?
Yeah, I know, right? So I think Chris Johnson's fairly useless at this point. I know that he's an electric player, but nobody's going to electrify him because he doesn't have it inside him. Okay, #2, Kenny Britt should go to the Patriots, see what happens, just take a gamble. You know,
Interesting.
Yeah, no harm in that.
Right, because then Chris Collinsworth can make that great point. Troubled players go to the Patriots, and all of a sudden, great things happen.
And they should try Kenny Britt and see.
I agree.
The over/under is only 1.5 murders, so I think it's going to be okay. And finally, to your point, Ben, there is one team that still should run, and it's the Texans
And the Vikings.
Yeah. Oh, Texans and the Vikings, exactly. Those are two great
I got it.
running teams.
No question.
Everybody else should pass. Yes.
Right. No question. Agree 100%.